Hi everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to New Comic Book May Day 12. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain here in a moment. Please do subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Also, please do give this video a thumbs up and share it around. Don't forget to comment. Thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel recently. I checked it just a bit ago, and if my eyes did not deceive me, it looks like I've gone from 191 subscribers to 192 subscribers. I don't know who that subscriber is, but I am thankful to him or her. And I'm thankful to everyone who comments on my videos because sometimes you all are very encouraging to me when you leave your long messages, which I do appreciate. Yes, I do. Alright, now this was from Free Comic Book Day 2019. This is called Under the Moon, A Catwoman Tale by Myracle, a New York Times Bestselling Author. Someone who had never written a comic book before. Now, I have a slight problem with the cover, as others have. You know, the title, Under the Moon, I think should have been put maybe either above it or leave it there and put A Catwoman Tale above it. Because what you have above the moon, you have the author's name, Myracle. Now, I don't know what the word for this is. There's only a phrase that I can think of. Self-glorification. When you write a story, you know, your name should not be the focal point on the cover. Your name should be down here, or maybe on the side somewhere, someplace so it can't be seen. Because you should focus on the story, not yourself. And there's even an advertisement for it in here. This is an advertisement of the book as it appears. Now, it's no different than this little sampler. See, her name's at the top, Under the Moon. A Catwoman Tale is down there at the bottom. Oh yeah, and the person who illustrated it gets his name down there, while her name is all the way up there. Okay. That's a major problem with this. However, it's not a bad story. It's kind of quirky and odd. But this is gives it a good start. I think one perfect moment. Okay, it's narrated by Selena Kyle herself as a young woman, you know, when she was still in high school. This is directed at young adults. And she says that it's a Wednesday, and she woke up earlier than normal, and there's her dad knocking on the side of the wall, apparently, because she sleeps on the other side, to remind her to take out the trash. He says, "Up to it! No freeloaders in my house." So she goes out and, you know, she takes the trash out. But instead of going back inside and washing her hands, like, you know, I always do after taking the trash out, she goes for a walk. And the dialogue here to herself is so ridiculous. And I don't mean silly ridiculous, I mean insane. And she says, as I walk, I smell bacon. I freaking love the smell of bacon. I love bacon, period. I imagine all of the happy families in their happy houses waking up to eat their happy bacon breakfasts. Well, they're not all happy. Maybe little Joey or whoever feels bad for the pig that died in order to become the bacon. My goodness, this is just ridiculous. I mean, it's insane. There's no point to this. I would love to know from any woman who, when she was a young girl, a young adult, thought about one subject while she was walking, such as bacon, when she went out for a walk. Anyone, comment down below the video, because that does help my channel. Anyways, she's walking, and it's bad enough. The author's name is here, Lauren Myracle. Okay, we get that she's the author. Inside, what do we see here? Story by Lauren Myracle. And then it gives a art by Isaac Goodhart, colors by Jeremy Lawson, lettering by Daron Bennett. Okay, that's fine. You should have put that on the first page, like down here somewhere. Do it Marvel style. Well, anyway, she runs into this little cat that is not a kitten, but it's not yet an adult. It's the in-between phase. She decides to name it Cinder because she likes Cinderella, and she automatically presumes that this is a female cat without, picking the cat up to check between the legs. So she sneaks the cat home and decides, hey, I'm going to keep it. Without asking, her mother or her father, what is this supposed to do for kids? It's supposed to encourage them to disobey their parents or to go against their parents or something? I'm being serious here. When you bring an animal home, you must ask permission of the person who's head of the house. And that's your parents. So she sticks the cat in her room and says, stay here. I'll be right back. So she goes and gets some food for the cat, and I guess that is all she has for a room, which is quite strange, I think. Or maybe that's just her closet. Yeah, that's just her closet. However, she gets to hearing her mom, Selena, you better get going if you don't want to be marked tardy. I know, Mom, I'm coming. So she has to go to school. Now, what does she do with the cat while she's gone to school? She thinks everything's going to be just A-okay, fine. And the dad says, what are you so happy about? Because apparently she calls the dad by his first name. I think Darren or something. They don't like each other. So she thinks that, she'll leave the cat in there all day. Let's see, how long was I in school? From 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's I'm not sure, but I think 8 hours out of the day. So the cat was supposed to stay in there for 8 hours out of the day. And she's so happy that she decides to steal a bracelet from a friend. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? And see what she does here? She grabs this girl's wrist, which is wearing a bracelet. And she is showering this girl with compliments, steals the bracelet, and this girl, who is up here, and down here, who sees all this, is the one that she gives the bracelet to. And she says, "Wow, is that for me? I saw it and I thought you'd like it." "Ah, I do, just, you know." So I guess that would have been, one indication that she was going to be leading a life of thievery. "It must have cost a fortune," she says. "Angie, can a price be put on friendship? I think not." Oh, that is so hilarious. That whole scene was just so hilarious. If you were really friends, then you would go out and get her a bracelet with your own dime. And then, who should she talk to? Oh, a dude named Bruce, that she's been carrying a hate on for a while, for a few grades, because he hasn't spoke to her in a long time. And, "Just we used to be friends. Do you remember?" "Used to be?" "Yeah, until you stopped talking to me. I was in 6th grade. You were in 7th. You, completely forgot I existed." Oh my gosh, that is showing how to be self-centered, if I ever recognized it. They keep Bruce's history accurate. He says, "No, it's not that. His parents died at a young age." Well, they keep that correct. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she goes home and looks into the closet, sees the little cat. Then there's the dad. "What the?" Now, I have to say the artwork is pretty interesting. But what the dad does to teach Selena a lesson is even more strange, but at the same time a little funny. What he does is he takes the cat and puts it on top of this doorway, and the cat's trying to balance itself. I don't know of any cat that can actually do that, because they always land on their feet. And he locks her in the closet, and the mom does nothing to stop him. Until a few hours later. "Darnell, don't you think Selena's learned her lesson?" "Brr. Get me another beer and leave the thinking to me." He's just a drunk. And so, cats who, like I said, normally land on their feet, this one does not. Okay, here's what happens. He is there going, and he's snoozing, and all of a sudden the mom lets Selena out. The cat falls, and as you can see, this is the cat's head. It's gonna hit the table, and then dishes hit the floor. and the cat dies. Never again. So she's never again going to love an animal or a person. I mean, this is just a hilarious story. And there's oh yes, there's more. There's a preview of a Raven story, also for young adults. It's titled Teen Titans Raven. So she's walking with a friend to a shop, and they walk back to the tarot reading room. What is it with people in tarot reading? I do like the art in this panel. It's very nice. Gets my attention. Puts the attention on Raven. The cat does not like Raven at all. And this woman says, cats are highly sensitive to the emotions of people around them. Someone like you must know that. Know how that feels, Raven. Someone like what? Apparently, at this point, Raven is not certain of her own powers. So she sits down and she says, draw 3 cards. So she draws 3 cards, and she says, I picked bad cards, didn't I? And the woman goes, and it says, to be continued in Teen Titans Raven. And the illustration I hear is done by a man who actually was a fan of Teen Titans, so that's probably why they picked him to do the art. But this story, Under the Moon, by Lauren Myracle, who loves to plaster her name across the top. It's not too bad. It's kind of silly in a way. I do like it, and I think there's potential for this story. So I'm gonna have my LCS get it for me. I'm not a young adult anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy a story written for young adults. And I do like Raven. She's one of my favorite DC characters, so I'm going to get that one as well. I thought the artwork for Under the Moon was different. It wasn't even similar to manga, but it was black and white, and it did get my attention because I laughed. It was funny. I don't think that the author meant it to be funny though. Anyways, I did enjoy it. Did you get this when it came out a year ago? Let me know in the comments. If you're new here, please do subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any notifications, because that does help you get more of my videos. And please do share this video around and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am Michael for Spirit Comics. May all your news be good news.